Alright, so today we're at our house, and we are kind of deep in the middle of this smoky haze that's dropping. We have a fire that started on Saturday. You probably heard about it in Columbia River Gorge. So, Eagle Creek Trail. It's a trail that my wife and I have hiked quite a few times. We actually camped up there a couple of times as well. And it's just too bad that that's burning. Started out with some fireworks, and generally that whole area is pretty. I think we're starting to see the effects of a lot of this forest mismanagement that's been going on for years and years. Everybody says there's brush and bushes everywhere, and of course none of that gets cleared out, so it just burns. And we're going to be having. The weather's going to be cooling down a little bit, so there's going to be probably lightning that could kick off anywhere really around here, and it's so dry. Sorry, I got the air conditioner going over here, but it's getting dark. I wanted to shoot this video, but it'll probably shut off in a minute. But anyways, there's ash kind of falling everywhere. There's ash everywhere all over the cars and everything, but it's pretty bad. The wind is supposed to shift tomorrow, kind of away from us. Doesn't necessarily mean it's going to get better for the fire, but the point of this video, and what I'm going to kind of show, and I'm going to kind of do an impromptu kind of gut check here, and basically see if I'm on track. The way this fire went down on Saturday was there was some kids lighting off smoke bombs or firecrackers down at the base of the Eagle Creek Trail in the Columbia River Gorge. And so what happened was there's a location called Punch Bowl Falls, and it's sort of a day hike area. And basically it's about, I don't know, a mile in, maybe a little less. It's still a pretty good hike, but it's easy to do with a couple kids, and it's no problem. And so there were about 150 hikers up at that point, maybe a little beyond, when this fire went down. So basically, a lot of people. There's about 150 people, and I've heard some of their stories, but not many. They were literally up there for the day, just to do some swimming and head back. Take maybe a couple hours and of their day, and head back on a Saturday. Well, what ended up happening was I don't know how they let them know. I don't know if they helicoptered them in or what, but I know some people saw the fire start and then turned around a bunch of people, but basically they were told at one point, you can't go back. So basically whatever you have on your back is what you have for the rest of the trip. So basically what they told them to do is you gotta move the other direction. You gotta go up the canyon and towards a place called Tunnel Falls. And my wife and I have camped up there. We've backpacked up there. It's about 7 miles in. It's not a horrible hike, but it's not something you really want to do with kids, like young kids. And there was a 3-year-old on the trip, so they had to hike basically over 150 hikers to this next location just to keep them away from the fire, because it really wasn't that far away from them, less than a mile, looking at the map. So like I said, we've hiked up to Tunnel Falls, and it's not an easy hike, to be honest. So they basically huddled together and tried to stay warm through the night, because it's still in the mountains. Got cold, and I know, like I said, I know how cold it can get up there, because we've been up there and spent the night. So basically, it's a good gut check. People say, well, why do you carry all this stuff on your back for just a day hike? I'm kind of known for throwing a bunch of stuff in my little day pack, and why do you carry all that? Well, that's exactly the reason. A lot of these people were up there just for the day, and it ended up being a over 24-hour ordeal. They ended up having to hike up another 7 miles, camp, and then the next morning they had to hike out, I think, I think they ended up going to a place called Wadham Lake. And I haven't done the full hike. Tunnel Falls, where they camped the first night's about halfway. So I think it was about a 17 to 20 mile hike overall, you know, and it's all uphill, up the canyon. So that turned into a pretty big ordeal. Of course, they were able to helicopter in some supplies, maybe a little bit. I don't know what they got into them. Point is, you're on your own, especially when a big fire like that kicks off. So just for fun, I busted out mine. It's getting dark here, so I'm going to do this really fast. Just impromptu, as if I was on a day hike with my family, and I brought my little trusty backpack that I did have in my car. But let's just see what's inside of it. You know, this is what I would have on me if I were hiking on that trail today. I probably would add a few things, a jacket or some extra stuff. Water, I'd have a full thing of water, but I mean, I don't have water in there now, so it sits in the back of my car, so I don't really want water going everywhere. But I can show you what I have for filtration, which would be super handy in a situation like that. Anyways, I'm going to open this pack up, and you've seen this before. I don't know if I've changed it. I haven't looked at it in probably 6 months because we haven't done any hiking for a long time. But I'm going to bust this thing open and see what I'm missing and what I would have if I was on this trip. And we, let's say, got stranded at Punch Bowl Falls, which is a realistic scenario. Okay, let's do this quick before it gets dark. Fast, fast, fast. It's getting dark. What do you got? First pouch. I have one of these Petzl E-lights. Does it work? These are great. Let's see if it works. Puts out a little light. Not much. You get like a high-low beam, flashing beam, red. Red's actually great because you can see in the dark. Gives you just enough. So that works. I should probably throw in an extra battery. I have some extra batteries for it. But that thing still works. I don't think I've ever changed that battery in probably the 10 years that I've owned this thing. The new ones have a nicer little tie on it. So it's getting dark. I gotta do this fast. This is what I would have on me if we were stranded. So let's put that there. Anything else in here? What do we got? Benchmade clip. Benadryl. That's good to have. Didn't even know I had that in there. It's nice. Oh yeah, on the side. Of course, if I was day hiking, I would for sure have this filled up. Water. Also, this is a Berkey filtration system. Good to have. Always should have that on you. You can literally take water out of streams. That would be super handy if you're stranded in that situation. You get dehydrated even when it's cold. I don't think there's anything else in the side pockets. Let's move on to the main one, or the front one. First aid kit. Okay, this is my little boo-boo kit. Basically, it's got, you know, I should probably go through it and make sure, a little toothbrush thing, some tape, gauze packs, Band-Aids, steri strips, gloves, little irrigation things with stuff, and some tablets with Tylenol. Should probably update that. I think I'm probably running low on things like Band-Aids. No, there's Band-Aids in there. I threw some more in there. Should probably take a look at that though. Paracord, half paracord. Trauma kit. So this is a little trauma kit that we were making before. It's got a tourniquet, Israeli bandage gloves. So this is a minimalist kit right here. This is good to have. That's more for like really serious injuries, but it can happen. Oh, I got another flashlight. That's where that thing went. These are awesome. Remember I did a review on this. This is that red, big red, or whatever that thing's, easy red light. That's cool. That's really good. Didn't even know I had that in there. What do we got here? Fire starters. Don't start a fire right now. But there's about 3 ways to start a fire. Ferro rod, lighter, no matches. That's interesting. Probably should replace that. But I got some fuel tablets. Again, not needed right now. Don't light any fires. I have an Esbit stove. Boil water. That's nice. That's a good thing to have when you can't burn stuff. Alright, let's see. What do we got? Space blanket. Like the good kind. It's getting dark. So, what do you got? You got a space blanket. You got some paracord. You can make a quick shelter. Wrap up in that thing. That's cool. What do we got? This is kind of weird. Kind of dumb. Well, I got a titanium pot. boil water on the Esbit stove. Incidentally, I have my little titanium gas stove, but I don't think I have any fuel for it. No, okay, I got matches. There's another way, third way. So I got my titanium Snow Peak, whatever, titanium cup, always good to have in there. And we got spork, that's in there too, that's nice. Gloves, those are important to have. Good gloves, keep those in there, we don't even use those. Oh, what do we got? I think we have some change of underwear, socks, t-shirt in this waterproof bag, that's cool. Wool gloves, I guess. Is it getting too dark? I have to turn this light on here. Let's turn this light on. Might as well. I got a light. All right, what do we got? Knife. Let's see. Got a Benchmade fixed blade here for obvious reasons. Oh yeah, this thing. These are awesome. So this is a blizzard blanket, right? Got one of these blizzard blankets. So it's like a dual layered emergency blanket. So that's like wrap up in that. Already covered. Oh, I got more paracord. Can't have enough of that. What do we got? Oh, I do have fuel. So I do have fuel for the stove. That's cool. A big tank, actually. That's good to know. Another emergency bandage. Remember, this is for my car kit, so I carry a lot of these things anyhow. Just for going around town. I think that's it. That's all I'd have, basically, right here. No food, so I need to update the food situation. Plenty of ways to boil water. A knife, first aid, fire making. Don't make too many fires, but you can. I got 2 stoves actually, which is kind of funny. I don't actually need 2 stoves. I could probably just get away with maybe just this Esbit stove. Compass. I do have a compass in here. See that? In this kit. I guess I could break this kit down. Simple compass, water filled, liquid filled thing. No, that's just dry. Not a bad one. I'll put this matches in the fire making kit. Like that. So yeah, that's basically it. So I need to update some of these things, but some of it's not bad. A couple lights, a couple ways to make fire, a couple ways of getting water, boiling water, sort of warm clothes. Probably should update the warm clothes. Some gloves. A couple of space blankets. So yeah, we'd be at least able to kind of crash out and stay warm for a little bit. Hopefully the wind moves the smoke out of here tomorrow. But I thought you might find that interesting as it got dark here to see what would happen if we were hiking and it got dark. So I'll talk to you guys later.